Welcome, everybody. Hello and welcome. And we have a very, very special guest. Today, I am Sharice Matthews, and our special guest is Dr. Natalie Cheveau. And let me give you a little bit of her background for those of you that don't know her background, because it is extremely impressive. She is the Senior VP Research and Development here at LifeVantage, but her background is she's research, design, and development of a long line of successful nutraceutical and cosmetic formulations, including some of the very best-selling products of the last couple of decades, and worked as chief science and product development for many high-end cosmetic lines that have sold in Nordstrom's and Macy's and Sephora. And she was the driving force behind developing Strivectin, which was the legendary, is the legendary stretch mark cream turned anti-wrinkle phenomenon. And for us women that knew what that was, that is a phenomenon. She was born and educated in Francais, if I will. She's a PhD in inorganic chemistry, has a postdoctorate fellowship at Cornell University, and has a master's in food and nutrition from University of Utah. She now here is at LifeVantage and the Senior VP Research and Development, and she is dearly loved as the famous Dr. Fifi. I feel like, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Sharice. You're too funny.
Well, okay, so Dr. Fifi,
yes.
We are so excited to have you on today. And I remember sitting with you when you very first came to LifeVantage, and we're talking about possibly even 8 years ago. I'm not sure how long.
It would be 6 years in April.
6 years in April, okay. So, and I remember sitting at a dinner with you, and what I remember most was that you were so excited that your leg was shaking, and you were talking about LifeVantage and the future of LifeVantage. Your leg was just going, and you were so excited. And if you will start this off with, tell everybody really about your background and why you chose to come here. Let's back up first to why LifeVantage.
Very interesting point. First of all, thank you very much for the kind introduction. I have been in the US for 36 years and in Utah for 31, okay? And we know that Utah is the mecca of MLM companies. And yet, I've been in 31 years minus 5. So in my first 25 years in Utah, when I was approached by MLM company, I look at their product and I say, BS. Like all the juice company, and I'm going to be very honest, the juice company selling their fancy schmancy juice for $35 when I could have a pretty darn good bottle of wine for $35 and get as much or better benefits from that. So I would have only worked for a couple of companies like New Skin and USANA, but they were already too mature. They were already, and I am a product developer, so I was not really excited to work for them because I would have been just a drop in the bucket among all the scientists they have and what they do. And the other companies, as I say, were selling products that were not unique. And they were privately owned, and they were always horror story about very unethical owners of the company. With that said, I went to work in the dietary supplement company where there was also some unethical owners. So I guess it's anywhere. But the reason I joined LifeVantage is because I was called by 2 different people the same day. So Lina in the morning and Esther in the afternoon, asking me if I were available to come and work for LifeVantage to develop the skincare line because they had only one anti-aging cream. And when I started looking at the company, he had the 5 criteria that I was excited about. First of all, NERV2, so unique, so amazing. The NERV2 pathway, this product, because there was only Protandim NERV2, the PET Tandem, and the anti-aging, so only 3 products. So that unique product of touching the NERV2 pathway, which was so amazing, that was a huge selling point for me. Number 2, a publicly traded company. Number 3, not a startup company, because I just finished working for a startup company where I was one of the owner, but the two of the brothers got into a legal fight and we had to fold. Third was a company that had only 3 SKUs. Nerve 2, Protandim Nerve 2, the anti-aging in the blue bottle, and the dog product. So, and yet not a startup company already making 180 million, so was not going to fold the next day. That's the reason I joined LifeVantage. My 5 criteria: unique product, only 3 SKUs, not a startup, not going to fold the next day, and people that I like to. So,
yes.
So this was the reason why I joined LifeVantage, and I'm very happy I've been at and look how many SKUs we have now, how many products we have had that we developed, in which I was an integrate reason I developed the product. So this is an exciting company to be with. We still have very unique products.
Well, and that's what I want to say is everything that you formulate here and you develop at LifeVantage has extremely loud science behind it.
Yes.
And really it's because of the standards you put on the products you develop. So would you talk about that? Like, what are your standards? What is your vision here?
So my vision is always to have something that has a unique twist to it. Again, for example, the prebiotic, there are prebiotic out there on the market, but what kind of twist, what kind of unusual property we can have? So in a prebiotic, and I will mention that right away, 3 different types of oligosaccharide, fructooligosaccharides. So each bacteria have a complete buffet, as we say. Then the 4th one, which is the seaweed, the brown seed extract with the fucoidans, because not only they are fuel for the bacteria, but they also have very good property for the immune system. We don't talk much about it. And then the stevia and the amino acid to target the L cells. Nobody has this targeted L cell approach. So I always try to give a unique selling point to the products. Otherwise, well, just go and buy the commodity product. And that's why sometimes we are asked, we would like, why don't you sell MCT oil? Well, there's nothing really unique about it, and the price point is, so we always try to find, for our main category of products, a unique twist to it, so you have a story to tell and some science to back it up. Go ahead.
Well, no, and that science is extremely loud, and you come from that science background, and we can just feel very confident that when you come up with something, that it does have that science. And why is that so important?
Well, I'm a scientist. I am not a bullshitter. Sorry, I said. I cannot dazzle with you with my bullshit. I can only dazzle with science. This is who I am. I am a scientist. I am a detective who likes science. This is who I am. I am not a salesperson who can find their way. I am not a small talker. When I'm in a group of people, first of all, I'm as I say, situational extrovert. I'd rather be left alone in the lab, in my books, and leave me alone, because this is who I am. I am passionate about how this product is going to help the health in a way that people are going to benefit. And I also really like the company that we are putting product, they have to be between $25 and $70 per SKU. We are not trying to have products which are $150 to $200 a month. The packs are different. I'm talking about the single SKU. The goal is to be between $25 to $70. Beyond that, people may not be able to afford it. And what we are trying to do is bring products that people are going to use day in, day out. So we want to have a price point where people will be able to at least buy one product.
So I remember you telling me years ago that you were with another company and you felt like you had shackles on because you weren't able to do what you wanted to do, and possibly because that integrity of the other company was not there. And so you had to do things that you weren't quite sure about. And that coming here to LifeVantage has a whole new meaning, that you are given kind of a free range to truly find the best of the best and bring it here. Would you talk about that, please?
Well, you have a very good point, because I've been at companies where I walked in the CEO office and they say, if you are if it's the order came from you for me to do something like that, I'm quitting on the spot, because I developed a line for G and Michaels. You may all know who G and Michaels is, the trainer for The Biggest Loser, and we are best buds now. I mean, we were best buds. And they wanted me to do something for her that I absolutely refused. I said, if you want me to develop a product like that for, and her name is going to be on there, and I'm going to be the spokesperson, I'm quitting. I'm gone. I'm out of here. I have never felt pressure at LifeVantage to do things I don't believe in. We have always, the integrity and the ethics of this company are top notch when it comes to science. I have never, we don't window dress our products. We don't put just a dusting of one ingredient for just the name recognition. We don't do that. We have products that if the ingredients are in it, there is a reason of being. The other thing I want to mention, what I like about the product at LifeVantage is we are trying to be a nutragenomic company. That means small quantity of ingredients in the right blend to help the activation of genes. We are not a company where you give a truckload of one ingredient as the building block. So for example, a supplier came to us and he wanted us to buy something. It would be 3 grams a day of that particular ingredient. To me, in this case, it becomes the building block for one ingredient. It's not the nutrigenomic pathway that we are going to. We want people to be able to take our products day in, day out. So small quantity of the right ingredients in the right blend, tested and showing which pathway or which gene are expressed, that as a matter as the foundation of wellness. So people may take turmeric for their knee pain, and they're going to take 1 gram a day for 1 month, and that's okay, because all of a sudden they had a knee pain, they fell on the ski slope like I did the other day. But our products, for example, Protein Nerve 2, has only 75 milligrams of turmeric. So people say, well, your products are underdose. No, they are not underdose, because we are not targeting pharmacological level to deal with only one goal, like pain in your knee. We are dealing with nutrigenomic in order to activate many genes that are going to contribute to a better health of the organism.
Wonderful. And in saying that, there is a 2-year study of Nerf 1, the global formula that we have. And would you mind just touching on that and what the study proved, and that isn't it submitted to PubMed as well?
Not yet. In fact, okay. In April, I'm probably going to do a webinar on Nerf 1.
Fantastic.
Because we have in vitro data and we have now the human data. So I can't say much about it right now because I have to have it going through legal. But basically, and let me tell you that this is a huge challenge when you have to study healthy individual, because as a dietary supplement company, our product cannot treat, prevent, cure a disease. As a result, we can only study healthy humans, because if I start studying human with a disease and I improve the symptoms of the disease, that makes us a drug. We cannot go there. Mm-hmm. So I have to do studies with healthy humans. It's very hard to detect a measurable, statistical, significant result after 4 weeks or 2 months, because they are healthy. When they are healthy, it will take longer, especially we are working at the gene level. It's going to take longer to get some benefit. But I do have some data that I want to share. The in vitro for the Nerve 1 showing mitochondrial biogenesis, and then in human, what did they feel after they took the product for 3 weeks? So
which was
April.
Oh, okay.
it was mostly focus, memory, and they were trends. They were not just statistically significant. 80 people, 80 subjects in each group, the placebo and the treatment group. So a lot of them are more like trends because it was a short study, but the fact that it's showing a really good trend shows the benefit of our product. So we know what it does at the cellular level. but people, as they keep taking it, build on those health benefits.
Well, I get excited listening how excited you get when we have a scientist that is this excited about our company. So this is what I want to ask you. Truly, for everyone out there that's going to see this and that's watching, would you consider this wholeheartedly? Would you consider LifeVantage as a legacy company to be one of the biggies in the industry?
That's what we want to, that's who we want to be. That's who we are today. We are a legacy company. We are building slower. We went up and then we got flat and then we are back up. So we're going to go like that. We want to be the legacy company that people need the product day in, day out. The business aspect works for you guys. You are proud of presenting the products to people because they know they're going to benefit from it, and it's not just a fad. The same thing for our weight management. This is not a weight loss system, it's a weight management system. We are trying to get the gut healthier, getting rid of the toxic fat, and getting more muscle. So this is who we are, a legacy company that we are building slowly, as we say in Swahili, poli. But we're going to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. And that's why 20 years down the road, we'll still be here.
Absolutely. So will I. I just love that. Okay. So, I know that you don't have a lot of time, but I will say this. When I first started with the company, Nerve 2 is a really big story. And
Yes.
Some people may take it and may not feel anything, right? And some of it, but we know it's working at a cellular level. But now, all of a sudden, we have products that you can truly see and feel, like the new hair care, the Nerve 2 hair care, the True Science hair care. This is sensational, if I may say, is that literally when you can pet yourself all day long because your hair feels amazing, and because, just feeling and immediate results from that product. Is this something where you were expecting with this new hair care line, or you were just looking at a clean product? Because with a lot of these now, you're looking at not just clean, but for what's good for the environment.
Well, no, I'm always looking for performance. My two goals in life when I develop product is safety and performance. So these are so safety. So if somebody's swallowing, make sure it works, and performance. I'm not going to put a product which has shitty performance. I mean, what's the point? So yes, I could have put a product which has the most perfect organic ingredient in the world, and you're going to have limp hair and it's going to be ugly. It has to have both the safety and the performance. When I mean by safety, so in this case, if it's on the skin or on the hair, irritation, that kind of stuff. So this is always safety and performance are our goal when we develop products. So when I develop the hair care system, performance is at the forefront of my mind. I'm not going to put something which is not going to have good results, that people are going to have limp hair, strandy hair, or no, it has to have the performance. It has to be feeling good. It has to be good for you, but it has to have also good performance.
And look, girl, you have created a reputation here for that, and we appreciate it.
and we'll continue doing that. I mean, we'll continue doing that, and we are working on some products. I mean, it's going to be down the road, because any good nutrigenomic products, it takes a long time trying to figure out what pathway to hit next time, because right now we have the Nerve 2, now we have the Nerve 1, and where we are seeing is when people take the Vitality Stack, they have even faster, they are feeling more of the benefit than just taking Nerve 2 or taking Nerve 1. So yes, the Vitality Stack may be a little bit more pricier, but if you look at it, and it's the foundation for wellness, and you divide that by every day, it's like the food you eat. Sometimes you pay a little bit more to have a little better food, which down the road, it's going to balance itself out. So for example, with the hair care, our hair care maybe is a little bit more expensive, because also good ingredients are not cheap. But now I hear people say, I don't need styling products anymore. So yes, the product may be, but now they are not buying the styling product. In fact, at the end of the month, it is not any more expensive, and their hair looks better. Then the second thing, you wash your hair only 2 or 3 days. You decrease your water bill. So you think, okay, it's more expensive, but now my water bill at the end of the month is lesser because I wash my hair only twice during the week, as opposed to I was washing every day. So one has to look at the bigger picture and not just the price point. So the healthier you get, the less expense you will, or the more saving you will have from other part of your life. If you sleep better, because if you're not going to pound as many coffee, either from Starbucks or the coffee. So people need to look at the big picture.
Absolutely. And now if I was sneaking into corporate right now and I was tiptoeing around office to office, what would I see for the future?
Well, we won't let you go in. You know what? I don't let people go in my office anymore because I have whiteboards and I have stuff. And the other day somebody walked, said, "Oh, you're working on this." I said, "Get out of my office." Now somebody who came for the red carpet. And so we have to be careful because I can't tell you anything. We are a publicly traded company. I cannot tell you anything.
Okay. So it's under lock and key, but I trust you.
And you know me. I'm always, when people say, "How are you working on that?" I say, "I don't know." So I am the one which is the worst to ask because I won't tell you anything.
Okay, fair enough. So last question. Now let's just go 20 years from now.
Okay,
20 years from now, Lifespan has been around for 30 years. What does it look like?
Well, let's see. I will be almost 80. Oh, no, actually, I will be over 80. But
feeling like you're 20.
Yes. It will still be a company that was pioneers in some very specific aspect of health, like the NRF2 pathway. We are the pioneer. We had the first product on the market. The NRF1, I think the NRF1 pathway is going to become bigger and bigger because the mitochondria, we are realizing how important the mitochondria. The next pathway I'm working on is a big one, but so we will still remain the company that was the first in the aspect of science or even in the aspect of business. Look what Ryan is doing with the app, trying to simplify the way to do business. Mm-hmm. So we want to be the pioneer in how people do the business using the app. We want to be still seen the pioneer in what kind of pathway in health we are targeting. We will be recognized as being the Steve Jobs of the computer, but in scientific pathways and in the way to do business.
Wow. That is just fantastic. And I can see that vision with you. I'm living that out as you're talking about that. We are the pioneers and we truly, I believe, are changing the face of human health. Yes?
Yes, absolutely. Look, if you see a product that was launched in 2003, Protem Nerve 2, and it's still strong on the market, that tells you something. There is some magic with that blend. The Protem Nerve 1, it's going to be the same thing. There's going to be 10 years down, the same thing with Strivectin. We launched in 2001. It's still on the market. Usually those kind of product, people have to do new product every 2 or 3 years to refresh. When you see that our nutrigenomics, one is since 2003 on the market, that's 16 freaking years. The same formulation. That tells you the longevity and the value that this product has. I anticipate the same thing with Nerve 1. Again, think about Nerve 1 where Protem Nerve 2 was in 2005. Don't think about Protem Nerve 1 today as the Protem Nerve 2 with the 27 peer-reviewed studies. Think about Protem Nerve 1 today when it was in 2005 with Protem Nerve 2.
Right.
It took all that time to accumulate the evidence that chance for people to use it. The fact that people are it's still out there on the market strong and people are buying it tells you something. It's like the good old aspirin.
Mhm.
In between, you've seen the Vioxx and the Celebrex, those drugs which were touted to be better than aspirin. 5 years after they were on the market, Vioxx were really taken off the market because that was killing people. So whereas the good old aspirin, after how many years, is still on the market, people use it. They use in small quantities, day in, day out. This is who we are, small quantities of the right blend to support health from the ground up.
I just trust you, and I know your background and what you stand for, and we are just so thrilled to have you on today, and I am so excited where the future has to bring, and living this journey with you, knowing that the science is loud and that we have it here at LifeVantage for the future of a legacy company.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Natalie Cheveau, for joining us today. I so appreciate your time, and I just am so excited you're here with us. Thank you.
Thank you, and you will have to send me the recording.
I will.
Please.
And
your hair looks fabulous.
Thank you very much. It feels good too.
Can you tell me what product you are using?
True science. Hair care. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.